Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Chiefs Blitz podcast presented by Dave Purdy with Supreme Lending. For your mortgage solutions, call Dave today at 816-405-5831, 816-405-5831. After all, he's pretty good. Here's your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hence Talk.
Welcome to the Chiefs Blitz podcast. I am your host, Nick Athan, publisher of ChiefsBlitz.com. We've got a very special guest coming on every Tuesday. It's going to be Aaron Wilson. Before we get to Aaron, I want to introduce our sponsors of the show. First, numero uno, Dave Purdy with Supreme Lending. I've known Dave a very long time. If you're looking for a mortgage, whether you live in Kansas City or outside the Kansas City area, he's the guy to call at 816-405-5831. You can reach him at dave.purdy@supremelending.com. We like Dave because he is pretty good. Also pretty good is Eric Haynes of the Eric Haynes Group. He is your personal real estate advisor. You can reach Eric at 816-729-3785 or at esaleskc@gmail.com. Doesn't matter what kind of price a house you're looking for. Doesn't matter even if it's in the Kansas City area. All you got to do is go out there and find something. And if you know anybody traveling in and out of town, maybe relocating, Eric can find the guy or girl that can help you find the best housing solution, 816-729-3785. All right. With that said, I'm going to bring in my good friend, Aaron Wilson. You can see him at Aaron Wilson _NFL. He is the transactional NFL insider. Also a very good friend of mine. I've known him, with over 30 years. Aaron, thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, Nick, thanks for having me. Appreciate the kind introduction. Excited to talk with you guys.
You're very welcome. We got you on audio today. Got a few glitches, a few things we're working on. Will be video beginning next week. Aaron's going to join us every Tuesday. That'll run at 6 o'clock every night. And so looking forward to that as well. So, you're kind of in a really good spot covering the Houston Texans for click2houston.com. You've got your eye on, I think, one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL in CJ Stroud. And I'm going to be honest with you, Aaron, I didn't see that one coming. Now, I thought he would be okay, but I didn't think that a defensive-minded head coach would come in and turn this kid into an offensive juggernaut right now.
Right, yeah. You think about CJ and what he did at the college level, and he showed that he had that potential. Like the University of Georgia game, I thought was a good example of what he's capable of. We just didn't know, was he going to be consistent? Was he going to avoid a lot of the mistakes that most rookies make? And those are questions you really can't answer in practice and preseason games. We saw a lot of interceptions in practice. Mm-hmm. We didn't, push a panic button or anything like that, or, dunk on the kid. We just thought, well, there'll be something of a progression, but we'd always see these flashes of great arm talent and accuracy. And I think what made a big difference, besides Bobby Slowick and Gerard Johnson and all the good coaches he has working with him and the confidence of DeMeco Ryans and a decent veteran supporting cast, this guy has a lot of questions. He would want to know every time he threw an interception, what coverage were you in? What was the defense? What did I do? How did I give this away? And, the really great ones, like the Peyton Mannings, the Tom Bradys, they have a real thirst for knowledge. They want to know something, and they're not so cocky that they think they got it all figured out. And that's who he is. And he's a hardworking kid that's overcome a lot of adversity, not through his own making. His father, as you guys have seen the story many times, is incarcerated, serving time in Folsom State Prison. And
hold on, a little technical difficulty here. Hopefully, we get Aaron back here in a second. But he makes some really good points. This is
during his bye week. It's just
gotcha. We lost you. We lost you for a few seconds. So
it's very impressive. Good.
Yeah, I guess the danger is he's having success early on. Is the supporting cast within his life, knowing that his dad is incarcerated and some family things and the structure of the Houston Texans. I mean, let's be honest, Aaron, you've been covering them a long time. Not always the greatest organization from top to bottom, and certainly at the top, and a lot of cooks in the kitchen. DeMarco Ryan has come in and kind of settled the storm quite a bit, but are there still potential, is there potential interference with, how they develop this young man, or has Ryan's completely just put all that away?
Ryan's the boss, so the way it works here, there is no interference. It's just all coaches that D'Amico likes. There's no it's not like the Lovie Smith or David Culley eras where you had Nick Caserio and Jack Easterby tinkering with the roster. It's much different now, and you have a lot of autonomy. You have a strong head coach that makes nearly $10 million a year,
right?
And Nick Caserio, even though they both report to the owner, obviously they tilted a lot toward what does D'Amico want, and
Right.
Nick, he defers to D'Amico on many important decisions, and rookie head coach with a lot of power, a lot of juice, and he's an NFL Coach of the Year candidate. So, yeah, no, I understand the question, especially based on their past, but it has absolutely changed. I'm not saying everything's perfect, but they don't have that type of interference at all. It's the coach's team,
Right.
and the owners, they stay out of the way. They give him what he wants. He is the boss, and I don't think we're just in a honeymoon period. I think he'll be here for a long time.
That's great. All right, we're speaking with Aaron Wilson. You can check him out at click2houston.com. He works for NBC KPRS, the big dog, TV2 down in Houston, Texas. You've kind of circled the wagon in the Houston media, man. It looks like you found a good home, so it's good to have you back.
I appreciate it.
And watching what you do down there. So I guess you kind of already sort of answered this question, but I do want to touch on it one more time. Is if you look at C.J. Stroud and you compare him to all the other rookies in this draft class, no question by far, I think he's the best. But now, he's got expectations. I thought last weekend, he didn't particularly play well against the Jaguars. I felt like the game at times was too big for him, which is completely understandable because I don't think anybody's expected this team to win 4 or 5 games this year, let alone be in a position last Sunday to take control of the AFC South. So big game Sunday. I mean, they're playing the Denver Broncos, and I'm going to be honest with you, as a Chiefs fan, I want the Broncos to slide back a little bit. I don't want to get any more confidence. But, do you think that he will take the lessons and the mistakes that happened in Jacksonville and be able to I think, go up against a much better team, certainly defensively, against Denver on Sunday?
Right. I mean, he was a little worse even against Arizona. Yes, he had some flash plays, but he had the 3 interceptions, and one was off the hands of receivers. Other 2, he forced the throw. He was too aggressive, and he immediately knew what he did. So this last week, he avoids any turnovers. He threw a couple of touchdowns, no interceptions, and he ran for a touchdown. He was very good at really, I think, going off script and getting out of the pocket when he needed to. He had no running game whatsoever, and he was under heavy duress. He did take some sacks. I thought he made a few mistakes in terms of where he went with the football, and I thought in some cases he probably should have audibled, but not sure how keen he is yet on changing a lot of plays. He did in Atlanta, and they had a late touchdown that almost got them the game. But when I think about CJ and where he is, he's still a work in progress, and he's going to throw for 5,000 yards though, and I think that's incredible for you're going to see a kid have this kind of success despite a lack of experience, and nothing really phases him. He's very unflappable. I haven't seen anyone rattle him yet, and the offensive line, they had a poor game. I would say that they were failed in the trenches. He was the only reason they were in the game. The offensive line was bad. Laramie Tunsil had a tough game against Josh Allen. Laramie's knee is bothering him. That's part of the reason why he's having some issues. This past game, he had been pretty good, but this game was not a good game by him. And they lose Titus Howard to a knee injury, and they got to shuffle again. They've had a ton of injuries, but they're still in this playoff hunt. And you talk about the Broncos matchup. I think they have a hard time winning this game. I think the Broncos can run the ball on them. I think the Broncos certainly can stop their run, and it's just going to come down to, and I'll really be impressed if CJ can make a lot of things happen against Simmons and Surtain. I mean, it's not just NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. Put him back in the MVP conversation if he can win this game and win in an impressive fashion. But I really like what Sean Payton's doing right now with the Broncos, and Russell Wilson's just kind of a game manager, and they figured out, how to coexist.
Yeah,
I got to give a lot of credit to what Sean is doing right now, and he's showing, there are many things you can dunk on Sean about, but he's a good coach.
Yeah, I mean, I know that there was some interest by the Texans to get him down there too, and I'm not sure that he felt that the organization was support enough, and certainly, I mean, let's be honest, the Broncos gave him $18 million a year guaranteed for 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, at no point did they come close to offering. They wanted D'Amico, and I just think it wasn't a good fit culture-wise with him and the Texans. It just didn't work, but that's okay. I mean, that's why you have meetings. You decide, does it make sense for us to go forward? And right after that Zoom, the feedback I had was, this isn't going to happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's again, they made the right choice. I know there was some, Ryan was kind of waffling, going back and forth, and whether or not he wanted to leave San Francisco, and good thing that they did. So, I mean, listen, if CJ Stroud gets this team in the playoffs, he's definitely in the MVP race, no question about it. I think it's going to go to Jalen Hurts. I'm just going to be honest with you. I think he's the best, and I love my Patrick Mahomes, but I think Jalen is just super, super impressive right now, and the quarterback play right now is so, there's so many good quarterbacks in the NFL right now. This is something we've never seen before. So if CJ Stroud in year one can get that recognition and get his name up there, that's pretty impressive.
And he's got someone else impressive too. He's got Tank Dell, a really good rookie wide receiver.
God. I wanted him so bad for the Chiefs, man. So bad.
I'm just pulling up to his event. He's got a thing where he's gonna give away some toys here at a sporting goods store. So I'm gonna see him here in a minute, guys. But I'd love to talk some more. Can we do another segment after I finish up here?
Yeah, we can. We'll touch base. I'll tell you what. We'll just hit you up next Tuesday. We'll kind of go over everything. This is more to introduce everybody to you and vice versa. So, we appreciate you very much coming on, and we'll be back
Thank you,
next
guys.
Tuesday.
I appreciate you having me.
All right. That's Aaron Wilson. You can catch his work at KPRS TV2 in Houston. They're the big TV station down there. That's click2houston.com. And we'll definitely get more from Aaron next week. So anyway, we want to thank everybody for listening. A short show today. We'll be back on Wednesday with the four guys in the bar segment. We're going to go, we're going to talk about a lot of different things and talk about maybe going back in time a little bit. This is Packers week. This is important to me. I still remember Super Bowl I. And so we might talk a few memories about that and kind of the significance of that game for Kansas City and kind of putting them on the map and the expectations that move forward and obviously set the table for the Super Bowl IV win. So I want to appreciate everybody. I want to thank our sponsors. First of all, Dave Purdy with Supreme Lending. If you're looking for a mortgage solution, looking to refinance a house, you're looking for debt consolidation, he is your guy. You can reach him at 816-405-5831. Dave.Purdy@supremelending.com. We love Dave because he is pretty good. And we're also pretty partial to my good friend, Eric Haynes. I've known Eric for a really long time as well. If you're looking for a real estate solution, someone who can sell your house, somebody, if you're looking to buy a house, if you're looking to relocate in another city and you can't find a realtor that you trust, Eric Haynes can work with you. He'll find that realtor for you. 816-729-3785. You can reach him via email at esaleskc@gmail.com. That's the Eric Haynes Group. Appreciate both those guys, and we'll be back on Wednesday with the four guys in a bar segment, and we'll be back at it and talk more Chiefs football and a few other crazy things around the National Football League, and there were quite a few of them on Tuesday. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We appreciate you.